Hello, class 4 students. How are you all? I hope you're doing well. I am your science teacher Sila, and today we will start your sixth unit, which is Rocks, Soils, and Minerals, and chapter number 10, Rocks, Soils, and Minerals. So, let's get started. Learning objectives. After completing this chapter, you should be able to illustrate the different layers of soil found on the earth, to know about the importance of soil, to define the terms soil erosion, list the factors that cause soil erosion. To know about the term soil conservation and some ways of conservation of soil. नेक्स्ट यहाँ पर आपको क्वेश्चन दिया है इंट्रोडक्टरी क्वेश्चन, हाउ वुड योर लाइफ बी इफ देयर वाज नो सॉइल। इस क्वेश्चन को आप अपने आप आंसर करेंगे। चलिए अब चैप्टर स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहला टॉपिक है आपका सॉइल। द आउटर सॉफ्ट लेयर of the earth on which plants grow is known as soil. Soil is very important for life on the earth. Plants provide food to most animals. Plants also purify the air and influence rainfall. So, soil also indirectly plays an important role in supporting animal life and influencing weather conditions. Without soil, there will not be any plant on land. Identify the things which are usually made of clay and write their names. Next is, how is soil formed? Soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks into tiny particles. Rocks are hard and strong, but they are constantly attacked by forces of nature such as water, rain, flowing water, wind and heat. The constant action of wind, rains, flowing water and the heat of the sun weaken the binding power of the rocks. Rainwater seeps into tiny cracks in the rocks. The cracks gradually open up. Over the years, tiny rock particles and dead remains of plants and animals get deposited in these cracks. Some seeds sprout and plants grow in these cracks. As the plants grow bigger, the roots force the cracks wide open. Finally, pieces of rocks split off and wear away. This process of wearing away of rocks is called weathering rocks. This process goes on for thousands of years till the large rocks break up into smaller particles and form soil. आपको यहाँ पर पिक्चर्स के थ्रू सारी ही चीजें दिखाई गई हैं, जैसे कि फर्स्ट पिक्चर देखिए, water and wind loosens up the rocks surface and open up cracks. Next picture is remains of dead plants and animals get deposited in the cracks. Third picture देखिए, plant roots speed up weathering of rocks. Soil layer becomes deep enough for big trees to grow on it. Next topic है आपका 3 layers of soil. Have you ever seen some workers digging the soil along the roadside or place where a building is going to be constructed? Watch how does the color of the soil keep changing as the workers dig deeper. You will be able to observe the following. Topsoil. The soil found on the uppermost layer is the topsoil. It is loose, soft and dark in color. It also contains a few pebbles and roots of grasses and plants. It is about 1 inch thick. It is here that most plants and animals are found. Next is subsoil. If you keep digging, you will see that the soil that is found in lighter and contains tightly packed sand and more pebbles than the topsoil. This is the second layer called subsoil. You do not find any plant in this soil. Next is bedrock. After digging a little further, you will find that the workers cannot dig any further because there are only big stones and rocks which cannot be dug out. This is the third layer called bedrock. It does not allow water to pass through. Therefore, water gets collected above this layer. This shows that the crust is made up of distinct horizontal layers, which are shown in the picture. Next topic है आपका importance of soil. Although soil looks lifeless, it contains a large number of plants and animals that live in it. Plants can grow because they get water and minerals from the soil. Animals also depend upon the soil for their food and shelter. Human beings also would not have any shelter because most constructions need soil in some form. For example, we need gravel, sand and cement which is also made from soil to get shelter for ourselves. Next is type of soil. There are three main types of soil depending on the amount of the type of soil particles present in a soil. सबसे पहले है clay soil. It is a lot of clay particles. It has a lot of clay particles. These stick together and can hold a lot of water. But there is no space for air in this soil. So, most plants cannot grow in this soil. Only a few plants like rice, which need a lot of water, grow in this soil. Potters use clay soil to make pots. Next is sandy soil. It has more sand particles than gravel or clay. Its color is usually brownish or grey. Sand grains are dry and hold air in spaces between them. But this soil is usually found in deserts, riverbanks, and at the seahorses. Not many plants grow in this type of soil. Next is loam. Loam consists of a balanced quantity of sand, clay, and humus. It can hold enough air and water for the plants to grow. Loamy soil contains more nutrients and humus which makes the soil suitable for most plants to grow on it. Next topic is soil erosion. You know that topsoil is soft and loose. If exposed to natural forces like rain, storms and floods, soil can be easily swept away. The process of carrying or wearing of topsoil due to natural forces is called soil erosion. It is caused when wind and water wash away the soil and carry it from one place to another. This destroys the topmost layer of soil. अब आपको यहाँ पर दिया है boost your brain. A scientist who studies about the soil is called a pedologist. तो ये आपके लिए एक फैक्ट था. चलिए अब चैप्टर आगे कंटिन्यू करते हैं. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका फैक्टर्स दैट कॉज सॉइल इरोजन. Erosion that takes place when materials in a landscape are moved from one location to another. This might happen when dust is blown off a cliffside by the wind or when silt is carried down the stream by a river. सबसे पहले है erosion by wind. Have you ever seen a sandstorm on a dry and hot day? You might have seen that strong winds can easily pick up dry dust and fine sand. The lightest particles are swelled up into the air and carried away up to hundreds of kilometers. This causes a lot of soil to be blown away. Next topic is erosion by water. You must have seen the rain water from puddles splash on cars and rainwater. Rainwater flow down the plains. The strongest force in erosion is water. The ability of water to move materials from one place to another along with the fact that is found everywhere along the surface of the earth makes it the main cause of erosion. This shows that water carries a lot of soil as it flows through a place. It washes away the soil from the place it passes and carries it away along. Its fertility is lost, it will affect the quality of crops. Animals from erosion. Some measures that help in conservation Any measure that helps to hold the soil particles together will work for stopping it from being washed or blown away. This is known as conservation of soil. Roots of plants and trees help to hold the soil particles. Terrace along the slopes. This method of growing crops by cutting steps is also known as contour farming. This slows the erosion of rich fertile soil from the hills to the plains, which caused by heavy rains. Next topic is crop rotation. One more way by which fertility of soil can be restored by farmers is by growing crops by rotation, which means growing different varieties of crops one after the other instead of growing the same crop continuously. This helps to supply different minerals to the soil, which otherwise would get exhausted if the same type of crops are grown repeatedly. For example, if rice crops are grown in a farm, another crop like pulses or groundnuts which do not use the same nutrients will be grown after it. Such crops produce nitrogen which remains in the soil to be used by the rice crops that may be grown later. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका रोल ऑफ ह्यूमन बींग्स इन इरोजन. Nature prevents erosion with the help of trees whose roots hold on to the soil, but human beings have increased erosion by cutting trees for using land to construct buildings. If we want to help the living world on our planet, it is important that we all take responsibility to stop cutting trees and try to grow many more trees. तो यहाँ पर आपका चैप्टर होता है खत्म. करते हैं इसे सम अप. The outer layer of the earth on which plants grow is known as soil. Soil is formed by breaking down of rocks into tiny particles. The soil found uppermost is the topsoil. Clay soil has a lot of clay particles. The color of sandy soil is usually brownish or grey. The process of carrying or wearing of topsoil due to natural forces is called soil erosion. तो यहाँ पर आपका चैप्टर होता है कंप्लीट. एक्सरसाइज आप अपने आप करेंगे एंड वील मीट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. टिल देन बाय स्टूडेंट्स.